Obi-Wan. Darth Vader, what do you want? What are you doing here? It's time that we make up for that fight that was very pitiful in the last movie. It is time for you to meet your doom. Again. And I'm Boba Fett. Here for reasons. To look cool.
Yeah, I'm here too, Obi-Wan. It's me, Chewbacca.
Draw your lightsaber and let us end this once and for all again. I don't need my lightsaber to deal with the likes of you, Darth. That's not my first name, and you know it. And if you don't have a lightsaber, what hope do you have against me? Oh, I don't need a lightsaber to deal with you. I have something more powerful. I have Plastic Warrior Kung Fu. Sorry, Chewbacca. Headbutt. Oh no, not the face. Yeah.
You like that, Vader? You like that? Your head's been kicked off. Revenge.
Dad.
How's this for a good fight?
Dad.
How's this good for... Huh? What?
You're a grown man.
I am a grown man.
Sitting here playing with toys.
My mom said I'm a grown man.
It's time to start the podcast now.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Greek Godcast. We're your hosts. I'm Dan the Man, and with me, as always, is the Greek God himself, Tyler Jones.
We have a banner.
We have a banner.
Kind of. It's kind of a banner.
Yeah, I made it.
It's a drawing, but it's made of a banner.
Yeah.
And you can't see it, but up here is our first Patreon's name.
Yeah.
And his Patreon account. So, if you want your name on here and your social media stuff that you want people to follow, go to patreon.com/GreekGodcast and we'll put it up here.
Yes.
A bunch of people will see it. Kind of.
We'll make sure that everyone who watches our stuff will see it.
Yeah,
That's the best we can promise you.
Even people that don't like us but still watch and listen to the whole show. That's for the second part of the podcast. We'll go through that.
Yeah. Right now, we're just going to stick to the good old review that we've been talking about all week.
War Stars. Yeah.
5 episode.
Yeah.
Try to say the rest of it mixed up.
War Stars, 5 episode, Backstrikes Empire.
Love it. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's going to confuse the hell out of people.
Yeah, that's fun. Star Wars!
Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
That's right. Like, probably my favorite movie in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Hard second would be Jedi, and then last is the first one.
So, yeah, I watched this one more or less just to get the taste out of my mouth for the first one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because after watching this one, I think I rated the first one too high.
Yeah.
I rated it a 5.
Yeah.
But after watching this one and seeing what it could have been, probably should have been a 3.
Yeah.
But granted, that was the first one. There was nothing else like it. So I was grading on the curve a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
which is fair, you know.
Yeah.
But, like, if it was standalone by itself, you know, it'd be different. But then you've got these sequels that are just so much better. And it's like, why didn't they do that the first time? No, they didn't know what they were doing.
Oh, by the way, before we get started, Woo Pig.
Woo Pig!
Woo Pig.
I got my Boba Fett Empire Strikes Back shirt.
Right. So, with this one, again, I took notes through the whole thing, so I'll be reading a lot off my notes. It's the only way I can remember.
I'll be nerding out the whole way and probably interrupting you with obnoxious Star Wars facts, but that's okay.
That's fine. It's content.
Yeah, content.
Content.
Do we have any shameless plugs before we get into this? solo
No.
episodes. If they didn't know.
Yeah, Danny and I both did a solo episode. We have been discussing how to do more
Mm-hmm.
because it's hard for us to get together just the 2 times that we do a week.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we get together like almost every day, but you're
Yeah.
my boss. Like, we work the same job together.
yeah,
Like, so
But-
that doesn't count.
right. So we had discussed, how do we get more, because we both have brains full of crap.
All kinds of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, so we just decided, hey, if you got something on your brain and want to record something, throw it out and record it.
Yeah.
I did one on A&E's new show, Accused, Guilty, or Innocent,
Yep.
to much fanfare. And then Dan followed up on that about mental health. They were 2 separate episodes, 2 solo episodes, kind of entwined together.
Sort of. You put yours up. I wasn't sure what to do on my solo episode. Then you started talking about some things about some mental health and,
Yeah.
and like some of the issues with like some of the stigmas associated with it. The importance of medication, things like that. And it just
Yeah.
I springboarded off that thought. So I didn't really do anything other than mention the episode that Tyler watched, and that was about as much as it had to do with it.
Yeah.
And then, like the rest of the episode, I share my own experiences in dealing with and battling with mental health, and then kind of my takes on how to, get help, what's worked for me, and kind of a personal episode.
Yeah.
But it felt good to talk about it. So I really feel like both episodes were really good. You made some really solid points.
Yeah.
On some other topics associated in your episode. I really enjoyed it. It's good stuff. I feel good about doing the solo projects.
Yeah.
It means we can fill
It was...
with content, without having to constantly abandon our families to record.
Yeah.
We can still meet up twice a week, do a regular podcast, do a review podcast video.
And you know what? I was going to wait till the next episode. But Star Wars!
Star Wars! I really enjoyed doing that little intro bit. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was fun for you.
I am a grown man. I pay taxes.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So, Star Wars, Episode 5, The Bad Guys Strike Back.
bad guys strike back. They strike back hard.
Yeah.
Oh, before you talk about your notes, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
So, on the 1 to 10 scale, after seeing the first one and then now the second one, where are you at right now as a Star Wars fan? Is it 1 trash or 10 I'm a fan now?
Oh, I'm rating if I'm a fan or am I rating the movie?
10 is like, I'm a fan of Star Wars. Like, that's where you're at. But like, just overall, how do you feel about Star Wars? That's what this scale
Well,
is.
Okay.
1 to 10. Where are you at? Where does this movie put you?
I'd say about a 6.5.
Okay.
Well,
Last week
that's
you
what I
were a
rated.
5.
Well, I thought we were rating the movie.
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
Okay, so
It's
6.5.
really it's really the same thing.
And I guess the last week's was 5, this week's
Mhm.
6.5.
Yeah.
I guess you can meet in the middle, 6.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Here, I instantly lost points because of the rolling, flapping description.
Yeah, that's never going to go away.
I know.
The only time that you do not see that is in like the TV shows and the 2 solo movies, Solo and Rogue One.
Right.
Those are the only 2 you don't see that in.
Right. But it's so annoying.
Well, I mean,
It is beyond annoying. Again, you have one of the greatest voices that God has ever created on this floating rock that's round and not flat, whose name is James Earl Jones. And you don't have a narration. No, you get these stupid 1997 Microsoft block letters floating up in the sky.
yeah.
What the flap?
Well, that's what they did.
Yeah, that's... Anyway, my rant on that's over.
Okay.
Let me grab my notes here.
Let's get into it, man. I want to hear it.
So it opens up, and there's this big ship. They never said the name of it. It was Dr. Evil's, or Darth Vader's ship.
Oh, yes, it's an Imperial Star Destroyer.
Or what he said.
Yeah. Just like in the first one, it shows an Imperial Star Destroyer. They don't say the name of the vessel, like
Well, then,
you
that's
know,
the
like
problem. They expect people to know that. Who the hell? I'm watching it for the first time.
no. I mean, no, I'm saying like you know, ships are like named in the sense of like you got the Enterprise and you've got the Chimera and you've got, you know, that kind of. They don't say what name it is, but they do say that they're Star Destroyers at some point in the movie.
I don't recall that.
They may not. I don't know if they say Star Destroyer in this one, but they do say it in Return of the Jedi. But I mean, when people were watching this movie, they know what it's called because like of all the merchandising, like you things that they don't name in Star Wars, you find out the name through like toys, you know, and then the merchandising and stuff like
What if
that.
you
It's
never bought
annoying.
any of
It's
the toys?
annoying. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this point out now because we're going to get to this point in a little bit. It's one of the few things that you talked to me about before recording this. Okay? And I had said, like, one of the necessary evils with movies is exposition, explaining what stuff is. But what Star Wars does so well
Don't explain shit.
is they don't put out too much exposition. They put out enough for you to understand what is going on with the plot related to the movie, and the rest is just left up to interpretation unless it's like explained in some kind of canon article, like a book or a comic or, you know, whatever they say. This is officially part of the expanded story.
Yeah.
You know.
So they show this big evil ship, whatever he called it.
Yeah.
It releases probes that land on Space Antarctica.
Yes. That's a fair name.
Yeah. Then we randomly cut to Luke
Mm-hmm.
riding on an ice goat.
Tauntaun.
An ice goat.
But I like Ice Goat better, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're called Tauntauns.
Right. So,
And they do say Tauntaun.
I've never heard it.
Yeah,
I
they
guess
did. When
I guess
you'll talk about it in a second, but when Han rides off, the dude's like, "Oh, your Tauntaun will freeze before the first marker."
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's
I
talking
don't
about
have
the
that
animal.
part, but I guess. So Luke is radioing in to, I guess, Han.
Mm-hmm.
He gets off his ice goat to look at something,
Mm-hmm.
and then gets hammered by a Yeti.
Man, I don't. What was that thing called?
A Yeti.
No. There's an actual name. I think it was called a Wampa. I think
Wampa.
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 Yeah, I think it was called a Wampa.
Well, he wamped in his ass.
He sure did.
So, they go back. They cut Han's at the base, and for some reason, he starts hollering at Chewie. I don't know why. He's hollering at Chewie. So, Chewie hollers back, and he doesn't talk. I imagine he's saying something to the effect, "Who the hell you think you is?" I just imagine that's what he's saying, because that's what I'd be saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, Han says he's leaving because he has to go pay his debts to Big Worm.
Jabba the Hutt. Yeah.
Big Worm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leia tries to convince him to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Again, predictability. He's obviously not leaving.
Yeah.
Which, then in this process, and this is one of the things that annoyed me through this whole movie, the whole Han and Leia, just admit you love me, just admit I'm what you want.
The will they, won't they thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was annoying.
Yeah. Now there is one part about that bit that I love, and that's towards the end of the movie.
Because again, predictability.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
I mean, if I can figure it out, that ain't hard. You know, as a partner, when I'm trying to take a swig of water, you're supposed to roll on.
oh, that's my fault. I was thinking about something that you said that I wanted to mention on, but it's not until later in your notes.
Well,
It was another thing that you asked me about, and if I talked about it too much, it'll be a spoiler. That's my fault. I'm sorry. Well, at any rate,
yeah.
there was some cool music with this though. Like the there's a, you know, I told you last week this movie had the Imperial March for Vader, but there's also a theme song for Han and Leia that plays a lot.
I didn't pay that close attention.
Well, you know. Anyway, it's really cool. cool bit of. There's a lot of good scores in this movie.
Yeah. So, while they're trying to bump uglies, C3 and R2 go in there and tell them, "Hey, Luke, some bitch is gone. We don't know where he's at."
Yeah.
He went sniper.
And some of the other rebels were like, "We don't know where he is. He hadn't checked in."
Right.
Like,
so they're doing all their space tech talk, pressing buttons that beep.
Talking about how cold it's going to be.
Talking about how cold it is. You're in Antarctica. It's going to be cold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's cold, but they're talking about how it's going to be like, unsafe because it's so cold at nighttime.
Jake Gyllenhaal survived it.
I'm just saying, it's space cold. Can Jake Gyllenhaal survive space cold?
I bet he could.
Well,
he built rockets. Okay.
Han Solo doesn't think so. Because he took off after him on his
he's also
space kangaroo ice skate.
Yeah, well, his grandson is afraid of snakes. So,
wait, what now?
His grandson, Indiana Jones. That's Han's grandson.
Headcanon accepted.
Yeah. You know,
you're afraid of snakes too.
No, I'm not.
The poisonous ones.
I'm not afraid of them. I get afraid when I'm trying to point them out. And somebody who's old and blind has a gun.
Brown on brown.
I had the stick. I was basically touching the snake with the stick.
And it was really hard. I mean, they're really well camouflaged. Go back to episode 2. So anyway.
So, they tell him some bitch is missing. They don't know where his punk ass is.
Yep.
And then we cut to Luke, who's hanging upside down.
Upside down.
In the Yeti's cave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the Yeti raped him.
I don't know about that. But he ate something else because he was chowing down on an arm.
I'm pretty sure the Yeti teabagged him.
I don't know if you noticed in this scene, but there were some shots of the Wampa that looked kind of...
Wampa! There it is.
I love it. It's amazing. I love how your mind works sometimes. No, that looked newer than before, and that's some of the special edition shot that I actually did like. Because it wasn't CG stuff, it was just like they got the suit out again and they shot a little extra stuff that they cropped into so you could get a little bit more glimpse of it. And, like the part where he's eating on the arm and stuff, I don't think that was in the original footage. I mean, I could be wrong. It's been so long since I've seen the original theatrical release because they won't re-release it in a decent format that I can actually watch today. Looking at you, Disney. Anyway.
Yeah. So... he's hanging upside down. He comes to, and he realizes his little sword
lightsaber stuck in the snow.
Yeah, stuck in the snow, and he uses the Force.
Oh, you got it right. To pull it to him.
Yeah,
we get our first glimpse of kind of where Luke is at as a Jedi.
Yeah,
and his understanding of the Force.
Yeah, so he gets it, cuts the rope, I guess, on his feet.
I think he just melts the ice.
I don't know.
So
he flips over.
His feet are frozen to the ceiling.
And then the Yeti comes in.
Mm-hmm.
He chops that some bitch's arm off.
Yeah. Takes off running.
Yeah, then takes off running.
In the snow. Where it's deadly cold as established by everyone in the base with their heaters.
Yeah, so you said back at the base. They cut back to the base. Team's worried about Luke. Han didn't leave. Shocker. Called it.
Yeah, but at this point, he didn't leave not because of Leia. He left because of Luke.
Yeah.
Or he didn't leave because of Luke.
So he's
worried about his buddy.
So he says he's going to go find Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumped on his ice goat kangaroo thing.
Yeah. Tauntaun.
Sure. Sure. So we cut back to Luke, who's out in the middle of nowhere in space Antarctica.
Yeah.
He has a vision of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Tells him to go somewhere and find the Jedi Master Yoda to train to become a Jedi.
Right. Tells him to go to Dagobah.
Yeah.
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 Which is like space Florida. Because it's all hot and humid and swampy.
There wasn't enough meth.
I'm just saying. Meth aside.
F you, Florida. I'm just kidding. We love you. Hey! Side note. Not only have we been heard in South Africa and Australia, we have added Greece. Damn, there was a couple more.
Some more countries?
Yeah.
Are we more worldwide than
we
before?
are technically a worldwide podcast.
Wow. We're moving up in the world.
We are.
That's amazing.
Join the fun.
Join the fun.
So, he told him to go find Yoga, and he passes out.
Yeah.
Then
Pass out in the snow. 'Cause it's
Han is riding through the ice and snow on his goat kangaroo dog thing.
cold. Yeah.
Finds Luke.
Yep.
The goat kangaroo dies.
Yeah. You're froze to death.
Yeah.
Like the rebel guy called it. Says your tauntaun's gonna freeze for the first marker, and he totally did.
Yeah. And this is where I'll give some credit. They used an actual survival technique. They cut open the
carcass.
wonton
Yeah.
and let the insides roll over Luke because it was warm.
Yeah, he basically just stuffed him in there in the guts and goat guts and stuff and survived.
Right. So they cut back to the base.
Hardcore place to shelter, but do what you gotta.
We see a water tube where Luke is wearing a diaper. Huggies, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Fun fact, you don't know the name of what he's in, unless you've read the other stuff, but it's called a Bacta tank. And it's filled with this liquid called Bacta that helps you heal faster than normal medicine would allow.
Alright. Star Wars, folks.
Hello.
Sometimes less is more.
I'm just saying.
Just because it sounds fancy, just because it sounds spacey, doesn't mean it's okay.
It's okay. He's just new.
Call it
It's okay. What do you want to call it?
a flapping water tank, because that's what it is. He's floating in a tank of water wearing a diaper with a face mask.
I'm just telling you what it's called. Also, I don't know if you know this or not,
Oh boy.
but you know how Luke's face is jacked up in those shots? When they rescue him and he's in the back to tank and then he's
Mark
on the
Hamill
bed.
seems like a nice guy. Don't be talking about his face.
No, I'm talking about actually, how he's got cuts and stuff on his face right there. That wasn't movie makeup. That was real. He was in a car accident and he still had his face messed up from that accident, and so they kind of shot some of those scenes
Did
to
he let his
reflect.
wife drive?
No, for real. They shot some of those scenes to kind of reflect why his face was messed up, because they couldn't really cover it up with makeup or whatever, and it was still natural.
Yeah. So during this, Han again tries to get in Leia's pants.
Yes.
He's all talking about, "Hey girl, what you doing?" Stuff like that.
She expressed her true feelings for him.
Chewie laughed, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, because this is Fuzzy Wingman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Han's trying to get in the pants. She talks trash. Chewie laughs. And then
he's too short.
That's what she said. And then the whore Leia makes out with Luke. Dirty ass whore. Star Trek.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. Tyler, I want to reiterate, guys. He's never seen Star Wars before. That's all I'm gonna say. And when you see Return of the Jedi, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Is she a whore?
No, it's even better than that, and I'm not gonna ruin it for you. Guys, don't ruin that for him.
Return of the Jedi. Is that the next one?
That's the one you are going to watch tonight.
I gotta watch it tonight.
You need to watch it tonight, because if people see this video, I really feel like somebody's gonna ruin it for you.
So I done lost where I was. The team learns that Vader released his little probe thingies. So they go to investigate, and they get shot at by the laser thingy majig.
Yeah, Imperial probe droid. Yeah, I like the design of that droid though. It looked really cool.
Less is more. Imperial probe droid. Why not just call it a?
They say that in the movie.
Droid or probe.
It's a probe droid.
Just call it a probe.
Because it,
just call it a probe.
Probes the galaxy.
Probe.
But it's a droid. It's a really easy name. I feel like you're getting hung up on little things. So
I'm
hold
just
on.
trying to add filler.
No, I've got filler. I was saying I really like the design of the Imperial probe droid. It reminds me a lot of the Sentinels from the Matrix trilogy. You remember those?
No,
What? You saw the Matrix, right?
vaguely.
Like, not the first, like, all of them.
I'll tell you this. There's been more time in between me seeing The Matrix
Mhm.
than there has been me seeing The Lion King, the original.
Okay. So all right. So, it reminds me of the Sentinels from Matrix, and I've always wondered if the Wachowskis actually based their design of the Sentinels off of the Imperial probe droid. Like, that's just a legit thought that I've had.
Yeah.
Because the way it looks,
So
it's cool.
they get shot at with the little laser thingy from the Centennial space droids.
Imperial.
Cut to Darth Vader, rolling in like a boss man again,
Again.
now with his own theme music.
Yes.
Just like The Undertaker.
Probably one of the most iconic scores from Star Wars, if not cinematic history, period. Like this is the song that you hear played like from bands, like at football events.
The most iconic song in movie history?
I didn't say the, but one of the. Like, I know there's probably a more iconic one, but this is up
That's
there, man.
Another good
This
one.
one's up there, man.
Because you'd have to put the 007 theme.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag 00 Idris.
Double Idris.
You gotta go Mission Impossible thing.
That one's pretty iconic too.
Because that's like in every action movie.
So the lunchbox that I kept the little figures in
Mhm.
was beside my chair, and my chair is like cornered with my couch, and then there's an end table there in the corner of my living room.
Mhm.
And so like I had to my wife was sitting in the chair eating her lunch, and I had to climb over and get on the armrest to get down this weird angle to get the lunchbox. And I say all that to say the whole time that I was doing it, I was chanting out loud, dun 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 dun, because it was funny. I was trying to be funny, and
This is a grown man.
now I'm a grown man. I have a job.
We're considered essential.
I'm essential.
Essential.
I'm essential. I'm
So-
paid like I'm essential.
Moving on.
Moving on. If you can poke the bear, I can too.
Yeah. Just
One day.
One day.
One day.
Vader claims he knows that Luke is on Space Antarctica.
Yeah, you can feel him through the Force.
Yeah. He wants him found alive.
Yeah.
So, they all prepare for battle. The good guys, the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Space talk, space talk, space talk.
Oh, when they arrive, that little scene where Vader's having the Skype chat with the current admiral of the ship,
Oh, yeah.
and he does the Force choke out through the screen.
he chokes him.
What did you think of that? What do you think of how he treats his employees who mess up?
Okay.
Would you misuse that power?
Oh, yes. I would choke the hell out of... I would... Here's the thing, though. But it's... I don't know why. But, in the first movie, he choked the guy that was sitting across the table with the Force.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Just something about him choking the guy through the TV. I was just like, really? I don't know why.
Like it bothered you? Like
Yeah.
in a negative way?
Yeah, it was just like, alright, if you're in the same room, even if you're 100 yards away and you're in the same room, okay. Just something about it choking him through the TV bothered me.
Yeah. Well, let me just go ahead and just tell you
Folks, in case you haven't realized it yet, weird little shit bothers me.
I'm just going to tell you right now something about the Force that you may not realize. It is a long distance thing. There's no limit to the Force.
Yeah.
There's really not. There might be limits on the people that can use the Force, but the Force itself is not limited.
So, by the way,
choking through the TV is a thing.
By the way, not only does he have his own theme music, Darth Vader, he's got a cool new chair.
Yeah, his meditation chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they prepare for battle. We see the bad guys and their giant metal space dog things. I don't know.
I want to throw this out too. It's not going to spoil anything for you about Vader or the prequels or anything like that. As far as like the stuff you don't know about him, but that meditation chamber.
Yep.
It's one of the few places that he can be in and not need his helmet on to survive.
Right.
So that's why you see the helmet thing.
Yeah, it shows the back of his ugly little dome.
Those jacked up scars and
looks
stuff.
like Deadpool.
Yeah, he looks cool, but he needs that armor. Like he needs it.
Yeah.
So in the chamber, like his little comfy chair, like he can actually,
You know what?
He can actually take the helmet off and chill and relax.
Because he looked like he was all scarred up. He must have got Paul Walker.
No, not quite.
Another franchise we're going to tackle at some point.
Sweet Jesus.
I mean, in the last movie, his little ship wrecked, didn't it? Do you think he hit a space guardrail?
Oh no, he was already messed up. And wow. At the same time. No, I was throwing out two reactions in the same sentence.
Oh.
To what you said.
What, too soon for Paul Walker joke?
No, I mean... moving on to the next note.
Yeah. So, while they're in the giant space dog thingy, they cut to the general, who has a Darth Vader helmet that he apparently bought from Wish.com.
Oh, yeah. Well, they got all different kinds of uniforms.
Because that's all I remember from that was this terrible rip-off Vader
They have,
helmet.
like, these big helmets for stuff. I don't know.
I mean, it looked like he bought it from Wish.com.
He did.
One of them foreign-made, cheap-ass...
Like all those dudes that...
By the way, Wish.com, we're open for sponsors if you want us.
Just don't recommend that weird stuff to us, please.
Yeah, they sell bongs and... Depending on how much they pay, I'll sell a sex toy. I don't care. I'll put a sex wing here in my shed.
Please no.
Yeah.
That might be Dan the Man's last episode.
Stay tuned for that.
I'm kidding.
Fat guy on a swing.
Dadgummit, what was I saying? Oh yeah, they have like different uniforms and armors and stuff like the stormtroopers you see, like those are snow troopers because like that's a suit like for like colder weather, snow, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like some of the troopers you saw that were on Tatooine in the last film, those were sand troopers because they're for extreme suits for extreme weather or whatever. I feel like they just call them that for like whatever scene they're in, and it just sounds cool if you put trooper at the end of it, which is fair. It does. I like it, you know. But still, I'm just saying, like, sometimes you have stupid helmets like what you saw that came from Wish.com.
The snow trooper suit, I gotta be real.
You didn't like it? If you didn't like it, that's understandable. I'm not a fan of it either. It kind of reminds me of knockoff Cobra Commander, but all white. You remember how Cobra Commander had like that cloth mask from G.I. Joe?
No.
Really? Okay.
It looked... because when they showed it from the side, it was all white and the head was bigger because of the helmet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did it look like?
It kind of looked a little clannish.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just telling you.
I've never... Ever.
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw it. I was like, damn, that kind of looks a little clannish. Couldn't they have come up with a better design for that?
Wow. Please don't ruin Star Wars for me.
I mean...
I've never thought that. Ever.
Nathan, that was for us.
Oh my god.
So, anyways, they're fighting in the giant space dog things, and the good guys are flying around in their little jets. All this technology they have.
Yeah.
They can shoot lasers. They can use the Force.
Mm-hmm. Some of them.
To take down the giant metal dog. They stole their plan from Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, the giant metal dog is called a AT-AT Walker. All-terrain armored transport is what it stands for. They
Just call it a ground attacker.
Well, one of the nicknames for it is Elephant Walker.
It's kind of like the Army. You know what they call their tanks? Tanks.
Well, that's the same principle here. It's a AT-AT. That's what they call it, or an Elephant Walker.
So, the good guys are getting jacked up. Leia orders an evacuation.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone evacuates. Everyone's out of the building except for our good guys. Leia, Han,
C-3PO,
Sheldon Cooper,
and R2-D2.
R2-D2, and Chewie.
Chewie. Roar.
Yeah.
Everyone packs up their medals to escape except for Chewie.
At the end. At the end. So, once again, we're supposed to believe that our good guys are supposed to die, or are close to dying.
Oh, we feel like they're in peril anyway. How will they escape?
No, I never had that feeling.
Well, they get to the Falcon, and they're trying to take off.
Yeah.
And I will say one thing about that scene. You see them setting up a big gun that they don't get to use, the snowtroopers.
You know what? I will say, there was one cool thing when the good guys had a laser gun pop out of an egg.
Oh, the big cannon that shot the Star Destroyer?
It popped out of an egg.
Yeah, it was their ion cannon. It's like basically like if an EMP was a gun.
Just call it an egg gun.
Ion cannon sounds cool. Anyway, about that scene though, where they're setting up that cannon, that's a E-Web heavy repeating blaster. I know that's what it's called because there's a really great scene in Mandalorian where not only do they set up the blaster, but you actually get to see it in action, unlike this scene. And that gun is really sweet. I wish it existed. That's all I'm going to say. You really need to watch The Mandalorian at some point. It's a really good show. I'm just
I
telling
got
you.
7 movies to go. Look.
I know I'm asking a lot, but I'm just telling you.
I have 7.
I know I'm asking a lot.
7 movies isn't enough for you people?
No, listen. I'm just saying. I would tell people who weren't watching all the movies to watch the show. Like, it's a great show. And that's my only pitch for this episode.
You know what else was a great show? Gigolos.
What?
Gigolos.
What is that?
That was a great show.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
On Skinamax.
That
was one of them shows I always tried to sneak. And I thought I'd hear mom or somebody walking through the house and I'd have to turn it on to play.
Oh, is that like a scrambled cable thing?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I've never heard of it. At any rate, so
Luke crashes his plane fighting the space doggies.
And
then he climbs out of his plane and he uses his Batman utility belt again.
Yeah, I mean, he skyrockets up to the belly. And
climbs up to the sky doggie's pecker. Climbs up over on his belly. Chops him and then throws a space grenade in there. Blows the space doggy to hell. So,
you want to know what that grenade was called?
Space grenade.
Just grenade. Because they don't call everything space.
Space grenade or space tank sounds better than ATAT Atawambo or
AT-AT.
AT-AT. AT&T.
You could just call it Elephant Walker.
Could just call it Space Dog.
They weren't thinking Space Dog because they have that. That's Chewbacca.
I said, okay, giant space dog metal thingy.
Moving on.
So, Han, Leia, Chewie, and C3 try to escape from the planet and get chased by the bad guys. They try to use what they call it? Hyperspeed.
No, they try to go into hyperspace.
Light speed.
Yeah. It's the speed. It's light speed, but they call it jumping into hyperspace.
Yeah. So that didn't work.
Yeah.
They realized they were effed.
The hyperspace engine is messed up.
They realized Darth Vader was about to F them in the A.
The normal engine works, but the other engine they actually need is broke.
So they flew through an asteroid field.
Now that whole bit with the TIE fighters chasing them and the Star Destroyer chasing them and then all that going to the asteroid field, what did you think of that scene? How did you feel when you were watching that? Like, was it exciting? I know it's not like the kind of stuff that you see today in movies as far as special effects.
No,
because this was all practical effects.
And another positive for this movie is for the time, the effects were good.
Yeah,
but I don't know, when they said that we can't fly through an asteroid field, it's kind of like you're in space. Kind of figure this thing happens all the time, but I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
So, where were we? Right. Luke and R2 fly to space, Florida.
Yeah, the swampiest place in the entire galaxy, Dagobah.
Yeah. It's a swamp. It's covered in snakes.
And vines and nasty swamp water and probably some space alligators.
And probably a couple people on bath salts, some meth.
That's off-screen stuff, though.
Yeah.
This is a really Florida.
A couple of dirty college whores on spring break. You know, and an overrated football team who wears an orange helmet and calls themselves the Gators.
Way off screen.
Anyways, R2 gets pulled under by another trashy space water thingy. Again, what is this underwater space water thingy?
What was it?
I don't know, but it drug him under.
It drug R2 under.
It drug R2 under, and Luke's like, R2, R2,
well, to be fair, he was kind of concerned because, like I said in the last movie, some of the droids are sentient, and R2 is one of them. So that's kind of his buddy, but also, when he gets his X-Wing out, he kind of needs R2 because, like, that's kind of his co-pilot. I mean, you're throwing the things up, but I'm just telling you reasons why he's concerned.
Okay, alright.
He's concerned for his little robot buddy.
Yeah, here's the thing. Okay. Let's say you and Beaver are somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Beaver gets pulled underwater.
Beaver is like my best friend, by the way.
Yeah. Beaver gets pulled underwater. Are you going to stand there and holler his name, or are you going to try to help him?
Oh, no, I'll try to help him. I'm not saying he handled it appropriately. I'm just telling you why he was worried about it.
These space people are bitches.
Just saying.
He's your friend. You save him.
You save him. I agree.
Just like when Luke got pulled under in the A New Hope.
Yeah, everybody just kind of stood there.
Yeah, I mean, like, what the hell? We need to save Luke. He's the only one that can help us. But hey, let's watch him drown.
Yeah.
Luke.
And didn't you say he busted a blood vessel in that scene?
Yeah, he actually busted a blood vessel. So we're at the 42-minute mark. We're gonna take a break.
Break time.
Again, as always, it's gonna seem like a lickety split to you, but it's actually gonna be like 45 minutes.
Because it's 2020 and we have no internet here.
Right.
We have internet at my house where I do all the editing, but not here.
Verizon, get your shit together. And break.
And we're back.
Just like that.
Just like that.
By the way, I don't remember if we did it or not. But before we go any further, for the people on YouTube that have subscribed so far,
yeah,
gracias.
We appreciate you. You're the real heroes.
You are. You're the real light side
of the subscription.
Yeah. So, tell your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, husbands, brothers, sisters,
dogs, cats, turtles.
Subscribe.
Yep.
Listen to 20 minutes of the video.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Listen to 5 minutes. We're just glad we're getting attention.
Yeah. Just subscribe.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Back to the notes.
Back to it.
So, where did we leave off? Oh, R2 getting sucked under by a space water thingy.
Space water, which we don't know what it is. So yeah. I don't know. Space alligator.
Yeah, and
it doesn't matter.
It's kind of like Florida. So again, it's probably a big monster made out of herpes.
Jeez, man.
So we cut to a space Nazi in the ship going to talk to Vader.
Yeah.
And this is where we see Vader without his helmet briefly.
Yeah, that was the admiral of the ship, the newly appointed admiral of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably in his head, I imagine that's what Lance Armstrong's one testicle looks like.
Wow.
See, folks, a lot of times in these videos, I'm trying to entertain myself, seeing how many times I can catch him off guard.
Which is a lot.
So,
A lot.
yeah. That's 4 so far, a wow count.
Yeah. So wait, so if I ignore you, you'll stop?
No.
Okay.
I'll just go bigger till you actually say something.
I'll just keep being easily wowed.
Yeah. So, and then we cut back to Florida.
Yeah.
And we see the first appearance of Yoda,
Yeah, Yoda.
who speaks in Space Ebonics.
He says everything backwards.
It took me a minute to follow. Like, it took a couple of scenes for me to follow what he was saying,
yeah.
just because of the way he worded them.
Yeah, because everything's like mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took the first few scenes he was talking in, I was like, what is he talking about?
So,
But then after I sort of got the hang of how he worded it,
mhm.
I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah. So they two
So,
things.
by the way, so far,
What?
both movies to this point,
Mhm.
Yoda is the most fascinating character.
Right. I got two things about Yoda.
Yeah.
Okay. One, in the entirety of all that is Star Wars ever and all its expanded material, we do not know what his species is called. We don't know where his planet is. Like, none of that. Like,
I have
like,
the answer.
Like, no, hold on. Like,
No, I
hold
have
on.
the answer.
You can give me the answer in a minute. Okay.
I will.
Okay. Like, for example, Chewbacca is a Wookiee, and his home planet is called Kashyyyk.
I did it all
Okay.
for the Wookiee.
I love that you did that. That's amazing. So we don't know where he's from or what he is. That's why in Mandalorian they call it Baby Yoda when he's obviously not Yoda. They just don't know what to call it. Okay, which that's not really a spoiler for you because you've seen all the memes.
Yeah.
You've seen all the memes.
Yeah.
So anyway, the other thing about Yoda, and this isn't a spoiler either, but he talks about it in Return of the Jedi. He's almost 1,000 years old.
Mhm.
Like he's over 900 years old, and he's been training Jedi for over 800 years.
Yeah.
So,
well, I have the answer.
which is really cool.
I have the answer to what he is here in just a second.
Yeah, I really cannot wait.
Well,
to
it's not that special, but
hear this knowledge that you have.
Maybe
to
it's not
bestow upon me.
Maybe it's not what he is. More of an analogy, so people better understand it. Maybe
so, like a
it that way.
metaphorical understanding of what Yoda is.
Kind of.
I am genuinely.
It's comic book related to another comic book character.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm somewhat intrigued, but at the same time, I'm not setting the bar that high.
Just wait.
Okay.
You probably shouldn't set it that high.
It's not that high. You're at a 1.5.
But
Like I'll trip over the bar if I'm not.
when I
looking for
learned
it.
what Yoda actually does and everything, it's the first thing that instantly popped in my mind.
Okay.
So we'll get there.
Okay.
Even though Yoda is old,
Very old. Yeah.
he's basically an annoying child.
Yes. Yes, he is.
He runs around.
When he wants to be, though.
Yeah.
Because there's times when he's like, no, actually, no, I am an adult.
So-
Let me be an adult for a minute.
Then we go to what I think is the funniest scene. Yoda steals Luke's space survival food.
Yes.
R2 tries to grab it back. And then
He hits him with the
R2
cane.
and Yoda have a tug of war. And Yoda whips him with a switch.
He's got a little cane that he hobbles around with, and he hits him with his cane. Yeah, I've always loved that bit.
So
I've always loved that.
we go back to Vader. And he talks to a hologram of a Sith.
Ooh, look at you.
Look at me learning
Look
stuff.
at you learning stuff.
Learning stuff.
So who is he talking to?
His
master.
I never caught his name.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, no. They tell.
I don't get credit for Sith.
No, you do get credit for Sith.
Okay.
You get man. Hold on.
Right.
Applause of one because I'm the only one here, and
You
everyone else is
mofos that
applauding
are
you
watching,
at home.
stand up
Yeah.
and applaud.
Good job. I'm not gonna stand up.
I'll give you 5 seconds to applaud me.
Not a whole lot.
5.
He said, "Sith, woo! We're so happy. Good job." It was the Emperor.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the one I talked to you, explained about in the last one.
Yeah.
Because the dude told Vader, "Hey, the Emperor wants to talk to you," so he took the Skype call
So the Emperor,
or Zoom meeting. I don't know what they have in Star Wars.
he's talking with Darth.
Mm-hmm.
Am I allowed to call him Darth, or do you people call him Vader?
Well, okay, so like with Sith, Darth is a title,
Yeah, it means
like
Lord.
like Duke or Lord or whatever, and so like they never established that in the first one. So you hear Obi-Wan call him Darth, but like the name is just Vader.
Okay, so Vader.
Yeah,
Vader. Like the
Yeah.
wrestler.
So
Vader.
you call him Darth Vader, but it's just like saying his title and his name.
Right. So the Sith tells him that Luke, that they have suspicions basically that Luke is the son of Anakin
Mm-hmm.
Skywalker. In case you couldn't put that together.
Yeah, it was just pretty
and that
obvious.
he must not become a Jedi because he will rip us a new asshole if he does.
Yeah,
I'm assuming he does.
I mean you'll see what happens.
I know.
You'll find out tonight.
You know, sometimes I get antsy.
I know.
So, So, cut back to Yoda and Luke. And Yoda explains to Luke what he's doing, what he does, what he's done for a living.
Yeah.
And here's the analogy.
Okay.
Yoda
Mm-hmm.
is Space Splinter.
I should have set the bar a little higher because I wasn't expecting that.
Yoda is Space Splinter.
That's fair. That is fair.
A little ugly ass, old ass rat.
Except this is like a
Space rat.
turtle muppet.
A
thing.
turpet.
A turpet.
Myrtle.
This is a myrtle.
A myrtle.
Oh, Yoda myrtle. That's what his race. That's what his race is. It's a race of myrtles.
A race of myrtles.
Muppet turtles.
Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, he's basically Space Splinter.
Yeah.
He's old, but he's a badass.
Mhm.
And he carries around a stick.
Yep. That's right. That's exactly right.
So it's about a 3.
What's about a 3?
You said your scale was, my bar was about 1.5.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was it's a solid. The bar should have been at 3. I shouldn't have put it at 1.
Solid 3.
My bad for setting the bar too low.
Yeah. After Luke claims to be ready to be a Jedi,
Yeah.
Yoda says he is not because he's too reckless and too old.
But in typical angsty teenage fashion, he says, "No, I am ready.
I am ready. I'm so totally
I gotta
ready."
go save my friends."
Again.
Now hold on, you skipped some stuff though. You skipped over a couple parts. So why does he say he's ready? Why does he tell what happens? There's some stuff that happens there in his training. So like, they do backflips and cool stuff with Yoda riding on his back and piggyback rides.
That was after. That was after.
No.
Yeah, that was after.
When he's telling him that he's ready to go.
That was after.
Okay.
Because
okay.
I got it. I got it.
Then no. There's 2 parts then where he says he's ready. Because he tells him he's ready in the other part that I'm thinking of. I thought you were jumping the gun. My bad.
You jumped it.
I jumped it. It's the format. Calm down.
It's the format. Hey! If you want a Greek God t-shirt,
Teespring.
Teespring. Also, we're going to order one. Well, here's what's going to happen. Take a time out from Star Wars for a second.
Yeah.
We are going to do a t-shirt giveaway thing.
Yes.
We're going to start off with giving away one shirt. What we're going to do in one of these videos, we're going to have a password, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
A code phrase. A hot word.
That's just gonna flash up in the text on the screen.
We can do. Can you do that with your editing stuff?
Yeah. Like just a minute ago when you were talking about Teespring, there was text there.
Okay.
So
yeah, we'll put up a password at some point in the video. You have to be subscribed to the YouTube page and comment in the video what the password was. We're not going to tell you where it's going to be. We're not going to tell you it's 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in.
it's just gonna pop up wherever.
It's just going to pop up there.
Yeah.
You have to be subscribed to the YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to put in the comments. Should we do it comments or should they message us?
They should really message us.
Messages.
Yeah, on our Facebook.
Message us on our Facebook. And we will take everyone that commented. We will cross-reference to see if you're subscribed to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go old school. We'll write out the names, put it in a hat, and draw it out.
Yeah.
So, we're going to get a t-shirt, put a password in the video, be subscribed on YouTube, message us on Facebook, then we'll draw names. We'll get with you, get your size, your information, and send you a free t-shirt. Simple enough.
Easy peasy.
And if we butchered that and made it a cluster mess, we'll type it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where'd we leave off? Tells him he's ready. Yoda says he's not. Then we go back to Han. Cut back to Han and the team who have parked their ship, which they thought was on an asteroid, but they did not park inside the asteroid like originally thought. So then there's space bats.
Yeah, the Minox. Yeah, space bats.
Space bats.
Yeah, that do live in space.
By the way, speaking of bats, I want to do a review of the Batman movies, The Dark Knight, and
the Nolan movies.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, the first one sucked.
It didn't suck.
It was too slow.
But it was slow. It was very slow. I love the Scarecrow in that movie. I like the dude that played Jonathan Crane.
What's the guy's name? The actor's name who played?
I can't think.
He played in 28 Days Later and
yeah, he did.
Murphy.
I can't think of it.
Cillian Murphy. Salon.
Don't get me lying.
Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Great
the commenters
actor.
and everything.
Great actor. Underrated.
So
just like Idris Elba. Hashtag double Idris.
Double Idris. So, yeah, that was a great movie. Yeah, we could totally cover the Batman movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do one, I can do one, we can do one together. Cover the whole thing.
I thought the movie reviews we do together.
No, I'm saying like the notes.
Oh.
Yeah.
At some point we gotta watch one of these together.
We really do. That's another thing we gotta work out.
Another thing, before we get back, we would absolutely love to do a watch-along video where we're watching the movie and comment and it goes.
Yeah.
Very much a rip-off of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get in the whole copyright trouble thing. So if you guys know how to do that legally being the key word, let us know.
Yeah.
Please.
I think the easiest way would be to watch movies where they're no longer under copyright. So,
well, how do we check for them?
I mean, you just have to look.
Okay. I thought they were always under.
Not necessarily. It just depends. Like if something's existed for so long, then there's no longer a copy. It's no longer protected by copyright law or whatever. That's why so many people have done so many different things with Wizard of Oz. But like Disney extended the copyright laws or fought to extend it or whatever
on Star Wars
on Disney property, and that's why nobody can do anything with Mickey Mouse except for Disney. I think it went from a reasonable amount of time to a really crazy amount of time.
Okay.
So
I
could be completely wrong about what I'm saying, but I've heard things like that, and I think that's kind of a simple gist of it,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we can look into that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And for you folks that do it, know how. Let us know.
Yeah.
So, after we get the space bats, they try to get back on the ship.
Yeah, and it's rocking around.
Yeah.
The Christmas tree.
And they fly out. They fly out. I like that, by the way.
Yeah, it just came out, man.
They fly out, and the whole time they were parked inside a
giant space worm.
Yeah, a trimmer.
Yeah.
From the clever... It looked like the big worm from the movie cleverly titled Tremors.
So I did better than I did the last one. I started to watch Empire, and I got halfway through it, and I had to do something else, and I got busy, and I never finished watching it this weekend. But I got to the part where they flew into the cave, and I watched, because you see that part of the cave opening as they fly in, and I never saw any teeth. And so I'm really wondering at one point in the cave that they just flew into this worm's mouth. And not see it.
Well, they were space teeth.
They're still big.
They were space teeth.
They're still big.
That's what she said.
To do.
So, we go back Yoda and Luke training. They're the space Rocky montage.
Yes, the backflips and such that
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about earlier and
No.
skipped over, but
Yeah.
you didn't.
No.
So here we are now.
My notes are in order the way I wrote down in the movie.
My bad.
Yeah.
We've already been over this.
Yeah.
Space flips.
Yeah. And here's the thing. And I don't know why this bothered me.
What, the piggyback rides?
No.
'Cause I love the
all
piggyback
the damn
rides.
snakes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
It's supposed to kind of give you the idea that it's an evil place.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about that. It's like...
Also Florida.
Snakes need oxygen. By the way.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I'll get to it later. Towards the end, I'll get back to it later. Because it goes back to an argument we had on the last episode where we did this. Okay? You'll know. You'll know.
Will I?
You will.
I might have forgot.
Stay tuned, mofos.
Okay.
You're not mofos. I love you guys. So, then we see Luke. I don't know, and you explained this to me the other day, but I forgot, and it still confuses me.
Yeah, I was gonna explain it again here.
He had a
He had a vision
vision
in a cave.
in a cave where he was fighting
Vader.
Quote. I keep doing the air quotes, but I forget the people on Anchor can't see me. I'm sorry. So he gets into a saber fight with Vader. He chops Vader's head off,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly.
Yeah.
Then the head rolls around.
Face explodes.
Face explodes.
It's Luke.
And it's Luke's head.
Yeah.
So
this is where I come in.
yeah.
I try to explain some stuff. Because, again, when it came out, this was one of those scenes that Lucas intentionally left it for open interpretation. Like, he does that a lot. Like, okay, for example, in the prequel trilogy, it's focused on Anakin. Okay? This is just a little detour side note here of the kind of, because, like, this is me hearing him say this word for word. Like, in the second movie, like, he's a kind of a young adult teenager type in his life, and then in the third movie, he's an adult, and he has this scar right here by his eye, right?
Yep.
And somebody was interviewing Lucas, and we're like, well, hey, how did Anakin get that scar? Because they never address it in the movie. And he's like, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, he fell in the shower and hit his head. Like, that's not for me to explain. That's for somebody else to explain and something else. You know, he just does stuff and leaves it open to interpretation for people to wonder and to get people to think about his movie. And so, like, with this scene, that's what that is. Like, he had an intention behind it. Like, there's some metaphors there that kind of make sense later with the big reveal, at the climax of the movie. But in the end, like, how it happened and all that stuff, that's really up for interpretation. Now, since this came out in 1980, and we've had all kinds of canon material, then become non-canon, then new canon, and all that stuff. Thanks for making it confusing, Disney. Anyway, like, the basic gist of it is Dagobah is a planet that's just naturally aligned with the dark side of the Force. And Yoda is a light side user, and so he is on Dagobah so that he can hide from the Emperor. The Emperor can't find him there because there's so much dark side around it, right? So this cave is like a nexus of dark side energy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Luke is kind of drawn to go in and see what's going on in there, and the Force is showing Luke a vision in this cave, and it's like I guess like a test, for Luke or whatever, and it's showing him things that he doesn't understand at the time, and you as the viewer don't understand at the time until later in the movie with the bigger vision. You're like, oh, okay, maybe that vision does make kind of sense a little bit better sense, yeah, that kind of thing. Like, in the end, like, this comes back to what I said at the beginning of the review, and that the whole what did I say, exploitation or exposition, the whole thing with exposition is it's really wonderful in explaining all the stuff that you don't understand, but too much of it will actually ruin the movie. Because if they waste all their time explaining to you everything that's happening, they can't move the plot forward and tell you the original story that they wanted to tell you, because they're having to waste all the other time, resources, and film explaining what's going on. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, really, man, it's just best to just go with it. It's a sci-fi movie, it's mystical and fantasy, and it's all these things in one. You know, if you really want to know about it, we have intentions of explaining it through other media. Just read it there.
I get that, but
You know?
I often like to use logic, so...
Yeah, no, I get that.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that isn't logical, which I guess is why women like it. Let's move on.
Wow. And that's 5.
It's 5. So,
You're going to be the death of me.
after he gets his own head cut off, we go back to Darth Vader, and he's hiring bounty hunters to catch
Yeah,
Han, Leia, Chewie, and C3.
yeah,
He wants them brought back alive.
yeah.
And then that's all there was.
And he points specifically at Boba Fett,
And I
who
didn't,
we never hear his name,
yeah,
like, ever in the movie.
yeah. Here's
And he says, no disintegration.
yeah. This was one of my things because I was watching the credits for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
and it says Boba Fett played by whoever,
Mhm.
and I was like, well, when the flap was he in there?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know.
So, yeah, they... Again, what I said about exposition is true, but some little things, like just saying their name in a sentence you're already going to say anyway, where it's not unnatural to just throw their name in there, isn't a bad thing either.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't have killed anybody at any point to say Boba Fett,
Or give him a
Instead
flapping
of-
name tag.
or instead of saying bounty hunter. Like, we get it. He's a bounty hunter. You don't have to keep saying his job
Yeah.
title over and over.
Hell.
Say his name. Just say his name just one time.
Give him one of the stickers that says, "Hello, my name is."
My name is Boba Fett.
Yeah. So
I don't do much, but I look cool, and that's my whole point for being in this movie.
yeah. So take a pause. We're halfway through the movie,
Yeah.
roughly halfway.
Yeah.
So far, way more interesting than the first one.
Yeah.
Moves at a better pace.
Then the first
It
one.
feels like it doesn't feel like anything's just dragging on.
Yeah.
Still have a problem with some of the predictability.
Yeah.
The Han and Leia love stuff is
Yeah. It's there. I mean,
it's every time it came up, I was like, really, we're doing this bullshit again.
I'm not a fan of romantic
It was
plot
more
lines.
it was more annoying than it was funny, and they shot it like it was supposed to be funny. It was just more annoying than it was funny.
So I've never really just been just a big fan of like romantic plot lines of any kind whatsoever in movies. But there's
you mean
one.
you didn't like The Notebook?
I've never seen The Notebook.
You've never seen The Notebook?
No. And I
Never.
want to keep it that way. Content be darned. I'm not watching The Notebook.
I bet you will.
Hashtag Dan won't. Now, what I will say is there's one movie that is very much centered around a romantic story. Now, hold on.
I'm doing
Hold on.
this for us.
What?
Right now on YouTube, we're at 20 subscribers.
Uh-huh.
If we get to 50, you gotta watch The Notebook.
Why would you do that? I don't want to watch The Notebook. I mean, I will if we get to 50, I guess.
We get to 50. Get us at 50. Dan will watch The Notebook.
Alright. Fine.
All right,
We
proceed.
get to 50. 1,000.
50.
Anyway, Princess Bride. It's a story that's very much centered around a romantic plot, but it actually doesn't ruin it for me. I love that movie. It's a great movie.
So, 99% of the movies have some sort of love plot.
Yeah, but like
You've
this is-
seen The Princess Bride, and
Yeah.
you've never seen The Notebook. You don't have a problem with The Princess Bride,
Mm-mm.
but you got a problem with watching The Notebook.
Is Andre the Giant in The Notebook?
No.
Okay.
Rachel McAdams' fine ass is, though.
Who is that?
She's really hot, and she's really good. Ryan Gosling's dreamy self is in there.
I don't care.
It's actually a really good movie.
Well, I guess I'll find out
50
when we
subscribers.
get 50 million
50.
subscribers.
50. 50. Zero.
00000.
Or, as the Spanish would say, El Fifiosos.
Ah, the niche.
The niche.
Because you're so fluent in Spanish.
I spent a week in Mexico. I know the language. I ordered tacos and burritos and quesadillas and...
You're a national treasure.
Yeah.
And you need to be protected at all
Speaking of
costs.
Mexicans, I went to Home Depot. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
My God.
I'm just kidding.
Like, dude, we're not even monetized and we're already going to get
I'm
banned.
kidding. Mexicans can take a joke.
You didn't even make a joke about them, so I
know.
hope they can take a joke.
They can take a joke. They're cool with it. As long as it's true, they're cool with it. So, here, my one big bugaboo about this movie, and then towards the end it got better, but it was still my one bugaboo about this.
Mhm.
One of my biggest positives from the last movie was the
Okay.
interaction between C-3PO and R2.
Right, yeah.
There wasn't that much in here.
Nah.
I didn't like it.
Well, that's
I mean,
okay.
I get it, but, you know, because they had to go different stories.
Mhm.
But I like it better when they're together.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah. There was more Chewie and more Darth Vader, which is good. Yeah. More Chewie, more Darth Vader. Everybody wins. And as I said, the Yoda character so far
This is awesome.
is the most interesting one through the whole thing.
Yeah, Yoda's great.
So, remember before we paused and done the halfway thing,
Mm-hmm.
Vader was hiring the bounty hunters.
Yeah.
So we go back to Yoda and Luke. Luke tries to use the Force to raise his sunken ship,
Yeah.
and it sinks further.
Yeah, fails miserably.
He gets all bummed out and starts crying and puts in his tampon and everything.
Why? I'm
Yeah.
just an angsty space teenager.
And then Space Splinter,
Space Splinter.
he closes his eyes, looks like he's constipated.
Looks like he's about to go to sleep.
Yeah, raises the ship
Done it.
and moves it over.
Yeah, like a boss.
Yeah, and Luke says, "Oh, I don't believe it." And Yoda says, "And that is why you failed."
Mm-hmm.
Legit life lesson,
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
As soon as you don't believe,
You fail.
you fail. I didn't believe we could actually have something that had over 100 views.
And
We did.
we did.
Yeah,
I didn't believe we could have any kind of a banner.
we got one. I didn't believe we would be worldwide.
I didn't believe we'd have a podcast. Like, we have this, we have Anchor, we have all the multiple platforms, we
Yeah.
have a merch store. Like, we're doing it
Yeah.
to it, man. It's really
Oh,
exciting.
by the way, as you said, we're on Stitcher now. Go to Stitcher, look
Yeah.
up Greek Godcast. We're on there. We're on Anchor. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Apple
Shameless
Podcasts.
plug.
We're everywhere.
Are we on iHeartRadio yet?
Not
I
yet.
know you're working on that.
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on that and TuneIn. We're on TuneIn,
Okay.
and we're working to get on iHeartRadio and Pandora.
Okay.
So we're all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place. So,
Da-ba-da-da.
we cut to Darth Vader and his Nazi ship. The General Nazi telling me fails.
Oh, so by this point you've seen Vader's ship though, which is the huge Super Star Destroyer.
Yeah, that was like the first one they showed.
No, the first one they showed was the regular one. Like you see the bigger one like later in the movie. What did you think of that ship?
I don't recall it. I thought it was like the first one they showed in the
Nah,
movie.
this one's like so big it makes the little gray ones look tiny.
Oh yeah, I've seen it because that's when they were flying in the asteroid field.
Yep.
Yeah,
What did you think of that?
it just looked like a bigger version of the other one.
Yeah.
It was nothing too special.
I thought it was pretty sweet.
I mean, it'd be cool to have, but
Yeah.
then again, I'm terrified of ever having to go to space for some reason. So
I'd do it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Space is terrifying. I've seen Apollo 13.
Space is terrifying.
It's terrifying.
You're right, but I don't know, man. I think I'd chance it. Anywho, we gotta get going, man.
Oh,
Unless we create a third segment.
we might do that. 'Cause,
Because I don't want to be rushed like we were last week.
yeah, because we got something after this one.
We still have a bonus episode to record.
Stay tuned for that. Vader kills him. Dude's on a power trip.
Yeah.
Then we cut back to Luke and Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
and Luke's standing on his hands, doing a handstand upside down, using the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a useless scene.
Except, wait, no, I think I'm.
By the way, I will post the show notes to Patreon later.
I think yeah, man, I gotta do that for my Smoking the Bandit stuff. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm focused on other stuff.
Right now, we're just taking pictures and uploading them because we don't have a scanner.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I'm gonna type mine out because you can't read my handwriting.
Right.
Like,
So
it's like I have a seizure when I write anything. Ask him; he has to look at my paperwork.
Yeah. So after we go to the useless scene of Han using the Force and all that,
Luke,
Luke,
yeah. He lived in
we go
rocks
to
and
Han
stuff.
and the crew. They escape to a new planet where Han's friend lives,
Yes, Lando,
aka Lionel Richie.
Lando Calrissian, who is actually named Billy D. Williams, who is a great actor.
I'm gonna tell you right now, through my whole notes, I call him Lionel Richie.
Does he remind you of Lionel Richie? Is that why you wrote that? Or
Black guy with a Jerry curl mullet? Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's separate from the WoW count.
So, Lionel is playing a joke, pretends to be mad at Han.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, but Leia says she has a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Lionel pretends to be mad at Han for stealing a ship in a poker game, but it turns out they were just joking.
Yeah.
Space comedy.
Space comedy.
So, Han asked Lionel Richie for help fixing the spaceship. Seriously, through all my notes, he's called Lionel Richie.
I know. His name is Lando, though, not Lionel.
Named Lionel Richie. Hashtag Lionel Richie.
Jesus Christ.
So, then we go back to Luke, and he feels that Han and Leia are in trouble.
Yeah, he has a vision, but this isn't like as trippy as the one he had in the cave.
Yeah, so he has to leave.
Yeah.
He promises Yoda he'll be back.
Okay.
To finish training.
Mm-hmm. And Ghost Obi-Wan appears.
Yeah, Ghost Obi appears, and Ghost Obi's talking to Space Splinter, and they tell him, you must be careful because Darth will try to turn you to the dark side.
Yeah.
Dark side. Dark side. Now, we're moving to one line as Luke is leaving. The one line that, I'm not going to lie, just this one line has me hooked to watch the next one. To keep watching. Even though, more than likely, I won't get the answer in the next one. But it hooked me enough to say, son of a biatch, I have to watch more of this. Obi, hang on, let me find it. Hang on. As Luke leaves, Obi tells Yoda that Luke is the last hope. To which there's a dramatic pause. And Yoda responds, no, there is another. And I thought, holy shit, that one right there, I've got to keep watching.
I need you to watch Return of the Jedi tonight.
I'm getting there.
I cannot wait.
Oh, we get the answer in that one?
I can't wait for us to talk about
Did we get the answer in that one?
You need to watch it. Just watch it tonight, please.
Okay.
Please. Don't go to bed early. Just watch it.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm gonna be up. I fixed my tripod and I got this cool ring light thing, and I'm gonna be recording a video for my YouTube channel. I'm gonna do an art video, so I'm gonna be up working.
Hey,
so
idea. Your mashup character thing.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I'm doing one of those. I haven't decided what I'm gonna draw yet.
Idea.
What's that?
You could either call it Yoda or Joker.
Oh, Yoda Joker matchup?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I could use my new markers that I just got in.
Joker.
Too. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll do one. Specifically for you. And I'll plug the show on it.
Sweet.
Okay.
And then we're going to put that mofo somewhere where you guys can see it.
Yeah.
I kind of rigged this up just so we could have it for the show.
Yeah.
We still got some planning to do.
Yeah.
But we're going to get it set up.
Yeah. I want to take some pictures before we leave today.
Yeah,
to show progress of the cave. Oh, by the way,
there's not a lot.
By the way, there's all kinds of really cool nerd stuff that we can get that I found at Hobby Lobby. I had to stop myself from going broke in there because I was like, oh, this is all be great for the cave.
Right.
And I was like, I gotta wait.
Alright, so then we go back to Han and the crew on Lionel Richie's planet. When 3PO gets blown up by something or someone, you hear a voice and then it gets blown up.
Oh, yeah. Well, you find out later.
Oh, we do?
Did you not hear what happened?
I heard.
Okay.
I heard, who are you? Or something.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and tell you now. You're going to get to it in your notes in a little bit. But when Chewie is putting 3PO back together in that room,
Yeah.
and he switches him on, and he kind of fast forwards him, to get him caught up.
Yeah.
And he's like, stormtroopers? What? He says stormtroopers. So he ran into a room where there were stormtroopers, and stormtroopers shot him. That's why he got blown to pieces.
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, it's like just for like a split second.
Oh, okay.
He's like, oh, we're in danger. Ah!
So Han and them can't find him. They're talking with Lionel Richie.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see Chewie looking through the garbage of the ship and everything.
Yeah.
And finds 3PO in pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we cut to Han and Leia.
Yeah.
Walking with Lionel Richie, who double crosses them and shows that he has made a deal with Darth Vader.
Yes.
Because they say, hey, let's go to dinner. They walk in there, and then there's Darth Vader.
There's a show called Robot Chicken. It was an Adult Swim show, and they did a little bit where it showed them like after that scene, they actually sit down and have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny. So I suggest you look that up sometime and watch it.
Right. So Lionel Richie double crosses them.
Mm-hmm.
They lock Chewie in the bedroom where he tries to fix 3PO.
Yeah, they switches him on, and then
the
stormtrooper thing.
And then Lionel explains that the deal is Chewie and Leia can stay on the ship or on the planet.
Yeah.
But
it's a gas planet. They're on like a floating mining colony thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
But Han has to be turned over to the bounty hunter, which I know now is Boba Fett. And Leia, she talks some more shit, basically calls him an idiot and says it's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap!
It's a trap! Just so you know, the phrase "it's a trap" is a super iconic Star Wars line.
It's a trap!
But not because of this movie. You gotta watch Return of the Jedi tonight. You have to.
Yeah. All depends on how far long my PS4 gaming goes.
Oh, are you gonna game tonight?
I game every night.
What are you gonna play?
Probably NASCAR Heat.
Oh, okay, cool.
I only have like 3 games right now.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'm too cheap to go buy more.
I have several with my son's Game Pass subscription, and then like me just getting games over the years.
By the way, are you guys Team PS4 or Team Xbox?
I'm an Xbox person.
Let us know.
And he is a PS4 person, and I don't have a bias to any of it. And in a couple days, I'm gonna have a Nintendo Switch.
Truth be told, the only reason I went with PS4 PlayStation, is because MLB The Show only comes out on PlayStation.
Truth be told, the only reason I went with Xbox One, and not PlayStation 4, is because at that point I had invested so much money in my Microsoft account as far as games digitally through my 360 that I feel like I'd be walking away from a lot of money that I wouldn't be able to play because I can't just buy consoles. The only reason I'm getting a Switch is it's not even mine. It's for my daughter. It's her birthday present. So
they go to where they're trying to carbon freeze Han.
Yeah.
Chewie gets mad, starts Mike Tyson mofos all over the place.
That's what Chewie does, man. He's good at it.
Yeah, and then they get overpowered and some dudes whip their ass.
Yeah. And he's like, no, calm down, sit, boy, heal. And he's like, I'm not the dog, you are.
Yeah, so then they carbon freeze Han. And for those of you, again, my main thing is for people who don't watch this to put it in, for lack of a better term, normal language.
I was about to say, you've been complaining about that the whole time, and yet you've accurately called it carbon freezing the entire time.
Yeah.
And I'm super proud of you.
Yeah. So they basically turn him into a plaque.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. So, and then we learn Vader, he orders the stormtroopers to take Leia, Chewie, 3PO, and
to his ship.
To his ship. So Vader double crosses Lionel Richie. And by the way, one of the funny parts of this movie is they hadn't got C-3PO's legs on yet.
Yeah, he's like a backpack.
So Chewie's wearing.
He's like a backpack, and his little legs are sticking out.
Chewie's wearing him as a backpack. He can't, and 3PO can't see what's going on. He's scared.
He's like complaining the whole time.
He's annoying Chewie the whole time.
Yeah, that was a good touch.
It was pretty funny.
That was a nice touch.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, Luke finds the gas planet thingy that Lionel Richie runs.
Yeah, it's the planet's called Bespin, and the place is called Cloud City.
Yeah, so he sneaks on there, all James Bond style, 00 Idris. I actually put that, see, 00 Idris.
Yeah, I started naturally singing Mission Impossible theme song, but that's the wrong theme song.
And while he's sneaking on there, he sees Leia and Chewie being carried away by stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Leia sees him, warns him that there's a trap. Vader is set. And then randomly, they say, hey, it's a trap. And then randomly, Luke is in the chamber.
Yeah. Oh, the part, because you kept talking about how predictable it was with Han and Leia. So there's a part before they freeze Han where she, as you saw it a mile away, like she looks at Han, she tells him that I love you. And Han says, I know. He was not scripted to say that. He was supposed to say, I love you too. Harrison Ford, on the fly, decided to say, I know. And it was the most boss thing to do. It was so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that was like my favorite bit about the whole Han and Leia plot.
Because Harrison Ford can do whatever the hell he wants.
He really can. That's why he... wasn't Ryan Gosling in the Blade Runner remake?
Hell, I don't know.
Because Harrison Ford totally punched him in the face. Like, for real, filming that movie. Yeah.
He's Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
So, they're in the chamber. And then Darth Vader and Luke. And then they begin the lightsaber fight.
What did you think of this lightsaber fight in comparison to the only other lightsaber fight that you have ever seen?
It was better.
Like, by miles?
I had a problem with it.
What was your problem?
I get you still have to tell the story of the other part of the crew. But there were way too many cuts in this.
Cutaways from the fight?
Yes.
So you wanted it to be more focused on the fight than it was on the other stuff happening.
Make the movie 10 minutes longer, focus on the fight, then go to them.
Or at least focus on the fight more and have less cutaways.
Because they would come in, show 30 seconds of the fight, and then cut away.
Yeah.
And go to them, come back to the fight, 30 seconds, cut away.
Yeah. Okay.
It was better, but that annoyed me.
Okay. That's a good thing. Like, that annoyed you in that way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, in the middle of it, again, they cut away to Lionel Richie, who's pissed off about being double-crossed. So he devises a plan with his guys to double-cross Vader.
You know, if you were going to call him Lionel Richie and his name is Lando, you missed a perfect opportunity to mash up their names and call him Lando Richie.
Lando Richie? That'd be too much. So let's recap this real quick. Lionel double-crosses Han for Vader.
Yeah.
Who double-crosses Lionel for himself. Then Lionel double-crosses Vader for Leia and Chewie.
Yeah. And I have to point out something. It's time that we do an unprecedented thing that we have never done before in the history of the Greek Godcast. We have to take a third break. Or a second break.
Second break for a third segment.
Because we're using Anchor primarily.
And it only lets us go for an hour.
It only lets us go for an hour. And normally we just take one break for the promise of maybe a sponsor to be inserted.
You guys got to listen for us to get sponsors.
Right.
Listen.
But
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you guys.
We're not going to rush through this. This is still at heart a podcast, even though we're doing this video at the same time.
Yeah.
And so we're limited to just our segments because we're using Anchor.
Yeah.
Because it's free and
very free.
So we have to take a break real quick.
Yep.
So that we can start up again, so that we can finish this without being rushed. Because you still have like 30 minutes left of the movie. Well, at least 20 to 30 minutes left.
Yeah, and plus, after this podcast is over, we got a special for you guys.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is hashtag oven lives matter.
Hashtag husband versus wife.
Hashtag husband versus wife. Hashtag hard left hook from the wife. Hashtag he's quicker than he looks.
Hashtag break in 3, 2, 1. Break.
And we're back.
For part 3.
Back again.
These dudes are back.
Greek Godcast is back.
Yeah. 3 parts. Who knew?
Who knew?
And you're going to get a bonus one after this. We'll explain more later.
Basically, I'm just going to be sitting in the middle of a fight. And we're going to record it. It's just going to be amazing.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into it right now. I'm just saying,
we'll wait.
Because we're not rushing, but we can't afford any more rabbit trails.
Yeah, so we left off where Lionel Richie double crosses Han for Vader. Vader double crosses Lionel Richie for himself.
Yeah.
And then he's a double crosser.
Double crosser, double cross him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lionel helps Chewie and Leia escape.
Yeah.
They rush to the bounty hunter ship to save Han.
Yeah.
But it was too late because they got caught up in a laser tag fight.
Laser tag fight. I don't think you've referenced that at all in this one.
Stormtroopers
are the worst shots. Like the worst.
Like,
I understand you can't kill the main character, but you can hit their leg or their arm. Something. You can hit them in the torso and they not die.
Even John Wayne gets shot in the leg from time to time.
Yeah, but they're just like, oh, we'll just make them miss terribly in every single...
It'd be one thing if they missed by like half an inch. They missed by 30 flipping miles.
Man, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think because in the sequel trilogy, there's stormtroopers as well, but they have cooler armor in that for the First Order, right?
Yeah.
And they have the same problem. They're not good at aiming.
Right.
But in the prequel trilogy with the Clone Wars, because you have clone troopers, which are like the first thing before stormtroopers.
Yep.
But they have also much cooler armor. They're all clones.
Yep.
And they fight an army of droids. The battle droids. Again, I'm not really throwing out really much spoiler stuff here. They hit all their targets. They're amazing. The clone troopers are awesome. Stormtroopers,
yes,
it's a tragedy.
All right, so
that's my one rabbit trail. I'm sorry.
Got you. Okay. Oh, we're gonna hit another one here in just a minute.
Yeah, I'm trying
because this is one. Again, that goes back to the argument we had last episode.
Okay, what was the argument?
We'll get there.
Okay.
So
I'm really trying to remember what it was.
We go back to the Luke and Vader fight.
Mm-hmm.
Vader tries to get him to join the dark side.
He throws stuff at him with the Force.
Yeah,
knocks him around.
Then Luke starts using the Force. His Force grows stronger.
Mm-hmm.
As Vader tries to get him to release the anger.
Yeah, starts making him mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you give over to your emotions and anger and things like that, you're more prone to pull from the dark side of the Force than you are the light side of the Force.
Then to cut to a random scene, again, a cut scene in the middle of the main fight.
Yeah.
And it's just a random scene of stormtroopers shooting and
Nothing.
missing.
Nothing.
Pew, 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 so Chewie, Leia, R2, C3, they get away in the Millennium Falcon.
Nope. Wrong F word.
I dropped one.
You've done really well.
I've dropped one.
Like, you deserve another round of applause. Like
5
3 seconds, 5 seconds. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. So, then they cut back to the main battle.
Okay. Which is much more interesting.
Vader starts using Force tricks.
Yeah. Throwing stuff at him.
Cuts Luke's hand off.
Yeah.
He can't even jack off properly.
Wow, there it is.
He shouldn't have done that. That's worse than killing him.
Well, you know.
So, after he cuts his hand off, Luke is sitting there thinking about how he can't masturbate anymore.
I'm sure that's exactly what he's thinking about in that moment.
Vader tries to convince Luke to join the dark side by telling him that he is Luke's father.
Yes. Now, you told me, after you watched this movie for the first time ever, that you did actually already know that.
Yeah.
But going into this. So it wasn't a surprise for you.
Right.
I hate that. I hate that you know that Vader was his father, but you don't know anything about the other Skywalker.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
I just wish it was the other way around.
Well, here's the thing. It's a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
I'm just saying.
That this came out in what? 80?
The other thing that you're going to find out in Jedi, though, is also just as known, though. That's what's so mind-boggling to me.
I don't know anything else.
I'm just saying.
Flies. So,
I lost my water there.
I dropped another F-bomb.
Oh, I didn't catch it, so I'll give you a pass.
Luke is mad, he's crying, he's whining, he can't accept it.
Yeah.
Luke jumps in a space tunnel.
Well, he falls down the shaft and he lands in a garbage.
He jumps.
Oh, yeah, he does. Well, but yeah, he jumps, but he's falling down, he lands in a garbage chute.
Yeah. And then he ends up on the outside of the ship.
Yeah, because they just dump their trash in the gas planet.
Here's where the argument starts.
So
the argument was...
What was it?
The one problem I had with the movie was that there are human beings in space breathing without oxygen.
Well, they're not in space in the scene. He's not in space. He's in a... It's not like... Open.
He was in space.
Well, the cloud...
Outside of the ship. Because he was about to fall off into nothing.
Well, the Cloud City, though, isn't in orbit above the planet. It's inside the planet's atmosphere. Even though it is a gas planet, it's possible for them to be able... Because, like, here's the thing. If you have a problem with that, then you should have a problem with Han and Leia walking out of the Falcon up to Lando. It's the same thing. They're just on top of Cloud City, and Luke was on the bottom.
I said from the get-go, there are humans in space breathing, no oxygen. You said they have it.
When did I say that?
Go back to the last episode.
If I said that, I'm sorry. I really don't remember saying that.
You said it. So they got masks, blah.
I'm confused.
Let's move on.
So anyway, like, no. Okay, so like if a TIE fighter pilot, like, you know, got shot down in their TIE fighter and for some reason didn't die in the crash while they're in the vacuum of space, they can survive for a little bit because their suit is a vac suit. It's isolated. They can survive in the vacuum of space. Darth Vader's armor is the exact same way. It's an isolated suit of armor, and for a brief time, he can survive in the vacuum of space. But like just people, like dudes and women and Wookiees and things like that don't have something on them to help them breathe, no, they can't survive in the vacuum of space. But in where they're at in Cloud City, they're not in the vacuum of space. And if I really said that people can just breathe in space, I am sorry I said that. I'm really sorry I said that if I did.
The whole entire movie takes place in space.
Yeah, but like they're in things where they can breathe, like the Millennium Falcon.
Luke wasn't. He was hanging on an antenna at the bottom of the flapping thing.
In space. They're in atmosphere. They're in an atmosphere. That's different.
Let's move on.
I'm sorry if I made you mad, but
let's move on.
They're in an atmosphere.
Luke uses the Force while he's hanging out in space.
If you watch the first Star Wars,
to which she feels and demands they turn around to help him out,
buddy. If I really did say that, and I just don't remember saying it, or I didn't catch myself say it, call me out in the comments. Tell me where I said it in the timestamp. I'll go look at it, and I'll do an even more formal apology than what I'm doing right now. I'm really sorry. So,
you should be.
I am.
They rescue him through a hatch through the top of the space ship.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch that? Space ship.
Yeah, it's a spaceship in atmosphere right now.
Spaceship.
So, like, their ships, the majority of their ships are capable of going in atmosphere and in orbit.
They try to speed away from Vader and his Nazis, his space Nazis. They try to use hyperspeed again.
Hyperspace. They tried to go to light speed. It's okay. Just telling you.
But Darth Vader disconnected it. Chewie gets mad.
It was fixed. They just disconnected a little line to make it work.
Yeah, because Leia got mad at Lionel Richie. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, we fixed it, yo."
He is way too smooth to say things in that manner.
And
I'm just saying.
Again, Chewie gets mad AF.
Give Lionel a little more respect.
R2-D2 beeps along about something's being deactivated.
Yeah.
Vader uses the Force to talk to Luke.
Yeah.
Luke gets pissed off, yelling at Obi for not telling him the truth.
Yeah. Because Obi-Wan said in the first movie that he knew he was friends with Anakin.
Yeah.
He knew him.
So we go back to R2, who sticks his little space pecker in the thing and turns it.
Totally not a space pecker, but okay.
And then they zoom off.
What was that? It's like a thud there. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's probably Haley out there.
No, whapping on the building?
Yeah,
Does she do that?
probably.
Okay.
And then Luke gets a new hand so he can jack off again.
There it is again.
The end.
Wow. Well, it's not the end. They talk about Lando and Chewie teaming up to go take off the Falcon to find Han at Jabba's place, and you know, it kind of ends on a down note because, like, the whole movie, the rebels got their. Oh, I shook the camera. Sorry. The whole movie, like, they get it handed to them, man. Like, the rebels got their base destroyed, and they're scattered, and they're on the run, and Luke finds out literally the worst person in the entire galaxy is his father, and then he loses his hand, and then, like...
Could be worse. Your mom could be Casey Anthony.
Oh, my God. Wow. There you go.
What, she's about...
I'm just going to say this, guys, on these little outbursts that he has, he likes to say things for shock value. And really to get a rise out of me, because, like, I just want him to behave himself. And
it's more or less just to aggravate him.
And here he is not doing anything like that.
Casey Anthony's a bad mom. I'm making shit up.
No, you're not. That's not the point. That's not the point. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Like, I really like how this movie ended. All things considered, despite the fact that it was on such a down note, I love how this movie is from start to finish, because it doesn't meet the typical expectation of a movie where it's like rinse and repeat formula, good guys win every time. It had one of the biggest plot twists that nobody saw coming when this movie came out. People were shocked. Lucas did everything he could to make sure that information wouldn't leak about Vader being Luke's father. And it's just a really great movie. Like, all around. I love all the actors. I love Billy D. Williams. I thought Lando was a great character. Like, you know, I just enjoy him. I just enjoyed the movie.
So here's my little end notes.
So, those are my thoughts.
Right. Here's my little end notes. And we're trying to wrap this up so we can get the other one.
Yeah.
Overall, as I said, 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Alright. It was way more... Excuse me. Way more interesting than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't seem to drag out. Had way better pacing. Moves seemed to be flying by.
Yeah.
There was more Chewie and more Vader, which was a win.
Mm-hmm.
The scenes between
the swings.
Han
Better
and Leia,
right the first time.
Yeah. Got old really quick.
Yeah.
Like, again, every time they went back together.
They will, they won't, they stuff.
It was so effing annoying.
John Williams scores impeccable as always.
Yoda, very interesting, funny, philosophical. I was instantly hooked by that line, "There is another." Which, Star Wars people, take something from your own movies. All he said was, "No, there is another." Sometimes, the simplest things are the best things. Sometimes there is beauty in simplicity.
You're absolutely right. I can't wait for you to watch this movie.
So, here's where we go to more of the negative.
Okay, what are some? List out your pros. What are your cons? What's your negative thoughts of the movie?
Again, and I've already said this, I was more disappointed there wasn't more interaction with C3 and R2.
Right.
Because, like I said, that was my favorite part from the first one.
Yeah, R2 spent most of his time with Luke.
Yeah,
that's Luke's droid.
Yeah, I really want them to stay more together.
Yeah.
And what I said, remember when I said, Leia says, "I don't have a good feeling about this"? That line
I got a bad feeling about this.
was repeated 874 flipping times. Okay, you got a bad
Well,
feeling. You
just
don't
go
have to
ahead and
say it.
buckle up, buddy. You're gonna hear that movie or hear that line in every movie because it's like it's a staple line that they just feel like they have to say in all the movies. I don't understand why. It's like the Wilhelm scream. It has to be in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Again, there were too many cutscenes during the main fight.
I agree with you there. I'm with you on that. They should have focused more on it.
And that
or at least have the stormtroopers hit somebody.
Yeah. And again, I don't know if this was because I already knew, even without seeing the movie, I already knew what was going to happen.
With Vader's being his father?
Yeah. I was underwhelmed by it. I felt like even if they didn't have the fight, I wouldn't feel any different about the movie.
I feel like if you didn't know at all and you didn't see it coming at any degree, I feel like it would have had a bigger impact on you and it would have been a more meaningful scene because like there are young people like today that watch that movie that don't see it and people will record their reaction and put it on YouTube, and I've seen a few of them and they're always like, no, and it's just like this really, oh wow, that's awesome, I didn't see that coming. And you didn't get that at all. Like, you know,
I was just like, oh, okay. I said,
like, I knew this
because I was sitting there. I was like, oh, this must be where he says he's his father.
I've already seen the cheat sheet.
And lastly, the Lionel Richie character was boring.
I like Lando. I like Lando a lot.
He double crossed and double crossed and double crossed.
But he's interesting.
I found him to be boring.
I say these nice things about Lando not because of his part in Empire so much, but because I've seen the trilogy and I've seen him in Return of the Jedi, and I like him so much more in Return of the Jedi. And I have reasons for saying that. Also, I like Lando from the Solo movie, like Donald Glover. Is it Donald Glover or Danny Glover?
Donald Glover, the one.
The young one?
No, Danny Glover.
Glover's the one from Predator 2.
Danny Glover's the one. Really? You saying Danny Glover and Predator's the one you come up with?
Well, it's because I like Danny Glover in Predator 2. I know Lethal Weapon.
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah. But anyway, and Lethal Weapon and all that stuff. Sorry if I triggered something when I said Predator 2. My bad.
Predator 2 is one of the worst sequels ever.
I mean, I still enjoyed it though because I like Predator. Don't hate on me. Okay, I'm a grown man who plays with toys for content purposes.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah, also,
I'm allowed to enjoy things.
Y'all get us 50 subscribers, he'll watch The Notebook.
Unfortunately. So anyway, I don't even know what else. Oh yeah, Lando. Donald Glover. He did a good job playing Lando. I got the Glovers mixed up. My bad. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. So, anyway. You're at a 6.5 after this, and after we finish recording our next episode, you're going to watch Return of the Jedi tonight, and I'm going to anxiously sit by my phone and wait for text messages.
I might watch it tonight.
I really suggest you watch it tonight.
But there's other stuff I want to do.
Yeah, I know.
I got all week. I got until next Saturday.
Yeah, but the thing is you're going to be online. This video is going to go up. Somebody's going to see this, and then they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to ruin this for him and tell him what's going on, and you're going to be like,
how about this?
What?
How about this?
We're
both connected to our YouTube page. When a message hits, we both get them.
My phone doesn't go off when that happens.
Well, mine does. I'll say, hey, we got a message on YouTube.
Okay.
And then you check it before I open it.
Okay. All right.
Because I can't promise that I'm going to watch it tonight.
And if you talk about this in our podcasting groups and on the Facebook page and all this other stuff, you're going to have the potential of people who listen to it and then get all the comments and then try to spoil it for you.
I don't think they'll spoil it. Most of the people on the podcast thing are pretty cool.
Yeah, they are, but they may unintentionally spoil it for you because they'll be like, oh, did you watch it? Did you find out?
No, I think most of them will be like, hey, did you watch this one yet? I'll be like, no.
Well,
but anyway, we need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Coming up next,
the war to end all wars, the fight to end all fights.
My wife and I have been in an argument
on Facebook,
technically,
for 24 hours, and it's been amazing.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed your posts so much.
And when you hear this argument, this is our life. This is why her and I work so well together. Because we argue about dumb shit like this. So
It's not gonna be an episode for kids. None of our episodes are, but it's
I
just
don't think it'll be that bad.
I might need earplugs.
I don't think it'll be that bad. I guarantee you, you'll have more problems out of her than you will with me.
Yeah, because you've been doing.
She's a feisty one.
You've been doing good.
So it's husband versus wife battle. Technically, we're not married yet, but we will be in 2 months.
I'm tempted to just call it Battle of the Ovens.
No, but we gotta come up with a title that's easily searchable.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it. Husband versus wife.
It's going to be a husband versus wife. Men
Who's
versus
right?
women.
Who's right?
Who's right? Who's wrong? Who wins? Who loses?
Hashtag Oven Lives Matter.
Hashtag superior men.
Jesus Christ.
The more you stoke the fire, the more people are going to want to comment.
Sometimes, not every attention is the best attention. I just want you to know
Hey,
that.
people hated on us earlier, but you still watched all of the videos. The whole thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank you. And by the way, I looked at it. We're now heard in Greece and Spain.
Yeah.
We're worldwide, folks.
More worldwide than we were earlier when it was just South Africa and Australia.
Yeah.
We're now in 5 countries.
Yeah. You know what I want to do?
What's up?
You know the little flags you can buy that are look like a postcard, about postcard size?
Oh, you want to get flags for every country we played in?
Yeah.
Dude, that's an awesome idea. Play us around the world and we'll get your flag.
So we need to get a Greece flag. Is it a Greek flag or a Greece flag?
No, it's a Greek flag. Greek. Yeah.
Greek flag.
Yeah.
We need to get a is it South Africa or South America?
Well, no, I did. No, I think it was South Africa. Yeah, it was South Africa.
So we need a South Africa flag.
But which part specifically? I don't know anything about maps.
It just tells us.
It just says South Africa?
Yeah, it says South Africa. It says Australia. Like, it don't say you were heard in Brisbane, Australia.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we need a South African flag, Australian flag, Greek flag, and a Spain flag.
Okay.
And an American flag.
Yeah.
So,
America.
Yeah.
America. Sorry. Anyway.
So.
All right, cool. So that's it. Sorry for going so long.
Yeah.
I think we hit like almost 2 hours in review.
Close.
Close. We did like 2:45
well,
and a 22.
There's
and it's
so
just a
much
lot.
in these videos.
Yeah.
Or movies.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, we could talk about just how we felt about it in like a 10-minute video, but there's a lot to process here. He's never seen it before. There's a lot to talk about. So, whatever.
And we're both children and get on sidetrack.
Yeah, I mean, the rabbit trails is really why you're here. I feel like if I'm wrong, then whatever. But that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're gonna get off here. We love you guys. Thank you for all your support. We'll catch you on the next episode. You guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Bye.